भाई वीजा लग गया भाई. That's us about a month ago, reacting to our visa approval for our first ever international tech trip. But 6 months ago, we couldn't have ever dreamt of this opportunity. Hello everyone, myself Raj.
Hello, I am Izaz.
Hi everyone, I am Rishit.
And the night before we left for China, none of us could sleep. We all sat together just trying to process it because for most of us, it was our first time traveling abroad. To see how one of the fastest moving tech ecosystems in the world actually works from inside out.
We left campus at 11 am. We had a connecting flight from Bangalore to Kolkata and then from Kolkata to Guangzhou. It's hard to put it into words, but it was an unreal feeling, seeing the first stamp on our passports.
We were meeting our batchmates from Pune for the first time, so we were all getting to know each other, and very soon it was time to board.
We landed in Guangzhou at around 5 am. A little sleep deprived because honestly we couldn't sleep the whole flight due to excitement.
And the moment we stepped onto the Guangzhou airport, our mind was blown. It was huge.
ओरा 49 अरे इजाज का बैग मिल गया भाग रहा है. So देखो पूरी NST की सेना जा रही है. This is Chinese yuan. Guys, welcome to China. We also got there during the end of Chinese New Year. So entire airport was beautifully decorated with red lanterns.
And once we stepped out into city, all we noticed was clean air, greenery all around, e-cycles with their own dedicated lanes. Everything just felt user-friendly and people-first.
Day 1 was about understanding how Chinese tech students learn. We visited the University of Macau and Beijing Normal University. The professor at University of Macau was proudly showing their microcontroller labs, designs and manufacturing facilities, and a 20-story building right next to their campus, built from scratch in just over a month. He said, "This is how much speed matters here. This is innovation through speed."
And at night, when we reached back to our hotel, Saurabh and Prayog sir made us sit down and write in our diaries about our learnings and experiences.
कॉपीराइट लगाना पड़ेगा अब. ये तो अपना ही सियासा का है भाई. The next day, we visited a museum to learn about how the city of Hongqin was built. 12 years back, Hongqin used to be just a barren land of salt plains. But today, it's a full-blown city built from the ground up. And was another example right in front of us how much innovation through speed has a mantra meant in this landscape.
Something really unexpected happened on our second day over there. It was Holi in India. We were feeling homesick. But Prayog sir and Saurabh sir had some surprise for us. They invited students from University of Macau and we played Holi with them. So it was a really great cultural experience for us.
Day 3 is when the industry visits began, and every single company we walked into had one thing in common: a towering wall of patents, floor to ceiling, hundreds and thousands of them. First off was Amicro, which is a world-renowned semiconductor company. There we explored their AI security technology that auto-captures number plates for cars and also facial recognition technology. And next we went to Lingyange Semiconductors, where we demoed something really cool.
A headset that reads your brain and tells you
Whether you are focused or distracted.
this was built to help researchers understand how attention shifts in real time and how learning environment can be designed to keep students more engaged.
There we also got to try an in-house project that they were working on. A hand-free gesture based on badminton game, but there was no virtual reality set involved. You just move your hands and a virtual character mirrors your exact movements in real time with absolutely zero lag.
We learned how this kind of system is powered by ultra low latency motion tracking, computer vision models that can map body movements without wearables. By now, we had started realizing that there is no limit to technology, only your imagination can limit what you can build.
We wrapped up day 3 by visiting Gree Electric. We learned that it started with 100 people making air conditioners. Today their tech portfolio has scaled massively. They now make robotic arms for car factories, industrial compressors, ACs that double up as TV, and a music band of robots.
On day 4, we had a session with 2 professors, a Chinese PhD in software and another in postdoctoral researcher working on Neuralink style technology.
But the line that hit hardest came from the software professor. One of us asked him, with AI moving this fast, how does one stay relevant? He said something that shifted our outlook entirely. I am a PhD in software development and I still don't know how a CPU works because I don't need to. You focus on what relevant to your specific work. You don't necessarily need to know everything. Because with the advancement of AI, a lot of us are panicking, but the really informed one knows that nothing can replace real expertise. That was definitely the biggest takeaway from this session.
On to day 5 and one of the most fun days of the trip. We went to Shenzhen, which is called the Silicon Valley of East. We were surrounded by self-driving taxis and delivery robots. You read and watch videos of these kinds of technologies, but you can't quite imagine how it's weaved into everyday life here in China.
Shenzhen is home to world's largest electronic market. You could theoretically walk in with nothing and walk out with every component needed to build a whole iPhone. No jokes.
Our day ended with a stroll at the Shenzhen Central Park, where we ordered food via a drone delivery kiosk. All you had to do was to scan a QR code, pay on Alipay, and watch a drone fly food to you on a fixed pre-programmed route. As we saw the drone delivering our food, Isas whispered in my ear,
You know what? I think we might have found our next robotics project idea.
Day 6 and the final day of our tech trek, and by far the biggest one. We visited the headquarters of DJI. For those of you who don't know, DJI controls 70% of the global drone market. Their origin story is really inspiring. DJI didn't start by building drones. They built remote control units, and at some point they questioned themselves. Why are we only making controllers? Why not build the whole thing? That one shift in ambition essentially changed the entire trajectory of growth for the company.
At the HQ, we explored agricultural drones, surveillance drones, gesture control drones, and many more.
As robotic students, watching all these things in front of our eyes was a dream come true.
We even flew an FPV drone. For a lot of us, it was our first time flying an industry standard drone, and we took a tour along Shenzhen's entire cityscape.
And last but not the least, BYD, the largest manufacturer and also the biggest seller of EVs, toppling Tesla very recently. The cars were something else. One model could literally float in water without sinking. I think it was engineered to be sealed perfectly such that it becomes buoyant. Another model could detect potholes ahead and lift the suspension before you feel anything. Sitting inside some of these cars felt like we were literally time traveling. These cars were decades ahead of automotive tech you'd find anywhere else in the world.
A tech trek to China was definitely not on our 2026 vision board.
When we were coming back, someone asked me if I was sad to leave. But honestly, more than sad, we just felt inspired to do something for our country.
Because one thing we all noticed across every company and institution we visited, the people here take immense pride in their nation. They feel personally connected to it. They make sure every innovation somehow contributes to the country. And that's the mindset we want to carry back as engineers ourselves.